Well, we've taken the door panel off. Sure, most of you have probably seen videos of the door panel being removed. They come off pretty simple. I think there's just a total of 1, 2, 3 screws. You got to take the, of course, you got to take the switch out, and then the little cover plate that goes where the door handle is to get a screw out. And then there's a screw that is underneath the door switch that attaches. Then there's another screw that attaches to the door armrest itself. So I think there's just those 3 screws that you need to pull out. Then you need to take the side panel off to get to the 3 Allen wrench deals there. And they are, just simple Allen wrench. I think it's 5/32. Let me see here. Yeah, it's 5/32. 5/32 to get these, to bust these guys loose. Take those out. Of course, you unhook the connector here that goes in. This connector you'll get once you get the door sensor out, or the door actuator out, because it's easier to get it because it's on the bracket here. But undo this after you've taken the actuator out. And I believe there are some screws down here. By looking at what's the old one was, looks like there's a screw, at least this one and this one. Maybe this one, I can't tell, will come out. So I just pull the weather barrier out. Make sure you unhook your deals. Also make sure you leave the window up, because if you leave the window down, then you won't get this out of there, because there's not enough room with the glass in the way. I've seen some videos where people take these out, and lo and behold, they're looking at it and they realize they got to put the window up, so they just temporarily hook up the switch to get the window back up. So just leave the window up, and you should be good. So I want to go ahead and get this out of here, put the new one in, and then we'll come back to at that point. Okay, we got it out of there. So here's the old one, and then here's the one we're going to put in. A couple little tips for you. You do have to get out the little latch arm, which fits up into that yellow spot there. That clips into there, and comes down and hooks into the back side of here. So it goes in kind of like that. So that's what, when you open the handle on the door on the front outside, and that, pushes down and opens the latch. So the trick on that is that you have to, when you get it free from the top, bring it down through the bottom. So when that's sitting in there, just kind of keep working it so that it just kind of works its way back down to the bottom to get it out. Okay. Otherwise, you'll be fighting that all day. Couple things I did extra are, for sure, you had to remove the bolt here, which is similar to the bolt that's up there. That holds the track arm for the glass, because when the track arm comes down, it tapers. So when you try and slide this out the bottom, it will get caught. So you have to remove that bolt. It's just a 10 millimeter. All the bolts that are on here are 10 millimeter. That way you can swing the arm here out of the way. Otherwise, it just tapers off so much that you'll never get the mechanism out. A couple things I did also do is this piece here is on the door. Not sure what it does, almost like a support of some sort. 2 10s, pull that off, because you got to take this off to get this this part out. which sits a couple more 10s, a little clip here. It sits down kind of like so. It's just basically a support for the motor. It sits down into that little area here. I'm not sure what else it's there for, but you do have to take it out in order to get enough access to pull everything out. So that was the fun part. I was just messing with that little control arm for the door handle too much. I was trying to get it to go up to the top, but or swing it, but it won't budge. So remove that, pull it down from the bottom, unhook it, take out the side bolt so you can move the track for the window. Make sure you unhook your harnesses. There's only 2 of them that go in here, and those are easy to get to and easy to do. I think that's about it. Like I said, I pulled the old one out. Doesn't look much worse for wear. Like I said, if it's in that motor, we'll find out later. Maybe I can pull that off compared to this one that came off of this vehicle here. So anyway, just want to give you an update on that. And if you have any questions on this part, let me know. I'll be back when I get it in. All right, now we got everything back on. So that's the original one. And like I said, you got your 10 millimeters here, the bracket that holds the door, not the door, but the window guide, because you got to loosen that up in order for it to kind of move out of the way. Like I said, it makes it easier when you remove this piece here against the door and then this stop that's right here. So you can do it without it, but it's just easier if you take those out real quick and then just slide the whole thing right out. Again, you got to remove the bolts on the side to get that window track to move over. So to show you, if you look at the mechanism, so if you just stick a screwdriver in, just kind of push it in like you're closing the door. And that's it. So it's a little bit noisier, I think, but it does soft close. Hoping to handle there to get the latch back open. So when I go to close it, it'll latch. A couple things I'll point out is when I was looking at the replacement one, right up in here, there's that little, I don't know what you want to call it, little slot there. So inside the door, there is, kind of looks like a bolt, but it fits into there. When I looked at the one I was replacing it with, I noticed that piece, I thought it was broken, but it's not broken because when I took out the original one, it had the same look to it, like it just kind of got snapped off. But that's just to kind of help it guide that little bolt back into there. So it just has it as a way to kind of hold it in place and hold it steady, I guess. So just remember that when you take these out, it's just kind of hanging there. I mean, it'll kind of drip down or drop down, and you really kind of got to, you might get lucky and just slide it right in and it'll just pick it up and through that little open area on the actuator and just go perfect. If not, then you got to get your hand up in there, either from the back, just to kind of lift it up so when you push this forward, everything is centered so that it all lines up. Because if you don't, you'll be off by about a ½ inch. But, so like I said, let me see if I can see that. The toughest part really was, see if I can't get my light to come back on, but that little bar that attaches to the handle that goes to the actuator. Getting it out's one thing, so you got to kind of drop it down, thread it out the bottom. Putting it in's a little tricky there too, because you kind of got to get it laid in there on the actuator on the back, where that holder is. Where's it at here? So this guy here, you got to get it in there and keep it in place so that it doesn't drop out when you're trying to slide it back in, because that's what happened to me, and I had to fight it a little bit just to get everything in position so that it wouldn't fall out of this part. So then when you go up into the door, you can still push it into that little holder with the little yellow clip. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. I'm sure I can answer it better. Just wanted to kind of show you that that motor is probably the fault for the soft close, because if you don't have soft close, you don't have this bottom piece. You just have the actuator piece. So I'm sure I'm going to take this apart next probably and see what the motor is. And on the back door that I'll do next, I may just go in and pull it out and replace the motor and try that instead of the whole actuator, because those motors run, you know, 10 to 20 bucks online. So, but I want to give this a try and see how it worked. So other than that, just got to put it all back together. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know if you're planning on doing this type of surgery on your door. It's not too bad. Just take your time. You'll get it. And we'll end it there, and we'll see you on the next video. All right, we got this back together. I said it goes on pretty easily. You just got one screw behind the cover plate here. Just pop that out. One short screw. Pull the door switch off. There's two tabs that hold it down. There's a longer Phillips in there. Same screw that's underneath here. There's a longer Phillips that holds that in. Like I said, put this corner piece back on. Just snaps back on. So you gotta take this screw out to make sure you don't break anything. When you put the door guard back, just kind of line it up on top, and then just start snapping it in so that we know that everything functions. So there's the window. And then just start tapping it in on the side just to get everything to snap back in. So it's pretty easy. So we'll test out the door. So we'll just kind of gently let it go. And that's it. Good there. Back door, like I said, doesn't work. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So, I'll take that one apart, look at the motor. I'm pretty sure it's the same motor that's in the doors back here. And then I'll go about taking this off. It's probably the same concept. A screw behind there, one there, and a screw down up in here. I can feel it. And then just pop that off. And then probably again, you have to take the guard off to get to the Allens that are back here. So, but that's for another day. And except if you have any questions on it, let me know. Said if you're doing this first time like myself, took a little while just to make sure I got everything. Straightforward. You should, it should take you about an hour to do all that. But hopefully this used actuator and motor work. But if not, I got that. I can rebuild that if I ever need to do it again. Like I said, the passenger doors all work fine. So we'll end it here until we do the next one. So a little bonus here. I pulled apart the motor off the old one. Like I said, there's just 3 screws that hold it in, and then you unclip the wiring harness there. Pulling it out. Looks like it's a solid one-piece unit. Looks like it's sealed. It's got the part number on the side. It looks like it's a sealed unit. It's got this little plastic little blade that pops off that goes inside the actual housing of the actuator. But it looks like that's just one piece. It doesn't look like it comes apart. Look like it's sealed. So I have to look this part up and see if that's available and if it's also for all the doors, front and back. I would think it would have the same motor, and they wouldn't have put a different motor on the back one. So that's my guess. So this may be one I'm after for the back door. So if any of you are having soft close issues and you want to try this, if you can decipher those numbers, if I find it exactly, I'll link it in the comments. So it's kind of hard to read some of those numbers, but I think we can figure it out. It is a Denso product, as you can see. But thought I would just show that to you, because that's the only motor in this whole mechanism. Like I said, in here, there's no motor that I can tell. On the ones that don't have the soft close, the motor's encased in the actuator on some of those. But I don't see anything that looks like it on this one, because this is where it would fit. So anyway, thought I'd bring that and show that to you. So we'll end it again here. Thanks.